Hey there, my fellow Mopar fans. Back. It's been, I don't know, 2 or 3 days of working on this rig. I've been cleaning up the windshield and took out the back window, took off some trim molding, and thought, I'll save this last piece of trim to do a little tutorial in case it'll help somebody. I actually got this tip from somebody else on YouTube. There's a couple of them out there, but I actually put this one to practice and it works pretty good. I know people, look at the condition of the car before I started and think, why do anything? It looks good, just get it on the road. And I could have gotten away with that, but I definitely chose to fix the things that I know are a common problem on these rigs right up front, because as I go down the road, I don't want to have to go backwards, and I certainly don't want to allow the potential damage to continue to increase. So better to start it off right to begin with, and so that's why I chose to take out the windows, because I know that they are notorious for having rust issues in the window corners, and this one has them. They're not bad, but if they're not treated, they'll get bad. So I'm doing that first, and then I'm going to move on to the engine bay and get that squared away. Anyway, I'll show you some footage of what I'm fixing as far as rust, and then a little quick how to pop the trim off with a bottle opener trick, which works really well. All right, so as you can see, this corner is not bad. Very little to no rust in the seam there, but we definitely have some rust there, even with a bit of a hole that has worked its way through. And I've removed the loose rust, and I'll be treating that with a encapsulator. Here we are at the passenger side, and it was pretty rusted there, but also pretty rusted here in the corner down into here, which I've treated with a converter, rust converter, which is different than an encapsulator. And I also treated this with the converter because I'm going to be putting some Bondo in there to turn this into a hardtop non-vinyl, which that's why you see that seam there, as this was a vinyl car. So they didn't bother to do any body work on that at the factory, and so that's why I had to fix it. You can see here, got the back window out, and this is why, right? Surface looking at it, it didn't look like there was any rot issues. I looked at this area and here, and it looked good, but I wanted to make sure, and it was good that I pulled it off, because as you can see, that's a substantial amount of rot that needs to be treated, and that's what I'm going to do. We'll get that converted, we'll put some converter on there, and treat the rest of it, and encapsulate the surface rust in the other spots, but that is what we're doing. All right, so here we go. We've got the bottle opener, and we're going to use it to take off this piece of trim here. And it's a great little trick, and hopefully you can use it. Now I put some tape on there, which I'll just one thing, flip over, give it the padding so we don't damage our chrome. If you've ever tried to buy this old chrome, it's expensive or impossible to find, so you want to preserve it, right? All right, here we go. Now, what you want to do, adjust this, what you want to do is not try and be aggressive and pop the whole thing off in one move on one part of it. You want to start at one spot, pry it, and work your way up until it pops loose on its own. So you don't want to force it, or you'll bend it or dent it. go. It's that simple. Like when you start and you go to pry on it, you'll feel like you're not making any progress, you know, but as you go up and you pry up a little bit all the way down the line, it starts popping loose and then, you know, pops right off. So here we have, we've removed our chrome from our drip rail, and it's undamaged, and I won't have to spend a small fortune or search the entire planet to find a replacement piece. That's about all I have for now. Not much really, other than just continuing to prep the windshield seal and treat the rust. And then once I've done that, I'll put the glass back in and move on to the engine bay.